Today we've come to a hidden gem of Glasgow. We're in the Zoology Museum, which is part of the Huntarian Museum at the University of Glasgow. And today we're going to meet Bernie's Onfrillo, who's going to give us an insight into some of the incredible birds that are found right here in the museum. Bernie, tell me, what can we actually find in here in terms of bird life? What does the museum house?
The museum is essentially a teaching museum, so it's basically to educate the students on the evolutionary development of wildlife.
There's a lot of birds in here, you can see them around. I can see some very large legs, look as if they're beside an ostrich or an emu. What?
We specialise in large legs in the museum, so we have the egg of the extinct elephant bird, and we also have parts of skeletons and things like a cast of the head of a dodo.
Oh wow!
This is a critically endangered species which probably very few ornithologists would know anything about. It's called the tooth-billed pigeon.
The tooth-billed pigeon?
Yeah. It lived on the island of Samoa in the South Pacific.
Yeah.
The tooth-billed pigeon is Didunculus strigirostrus.
It's what?
Didunculus means a little dodo.
Didunculus.
Didunculus, it means a little dodo. This one is. But
you can still find these in Samoa?
These are still living in Samoa, and 10 years ago the numbers were fairly good for a small island, about 4,000 or 5,000. But the last survey that was done about 4 or 5 years ago, they could only find 250 of them.
Oh my goodness.
And obviously if that trend continues, these birds will be extinct in a few years' time. The other thing I've got here, which I'm quite interested in myself, because I've photographed one recently, and this is the chestnut-bellied cuckoo.
Because it's obviously got the chestnut.
Chestnut on the belly. It's a big cuckoo, as you can see. It's the size of a magpie, maybe even a bit bigger. And it only occurs on the island of Jamaica in the Caribbean. I photographed one of these a few years ago.
Oh wow!
Now it's there sitting in a...
So this is one that's very much alive.
Very much alive, and I don't think it's really under too much threat.
Now, have you got one more in there? Have you got another?
We have a winter visitor to Scotland. This is an interesting bird, the waxwing.
Look at the colours on its wing. Beautiful.
This bird was hit a window in East Kilbride. So it's preserved, and
poor bird.
Yeah.
Well, there's so many amazing birds. I could chat to you all day. I'm absolutely fountain of knowledge, Bernie. Thank you very much.
Thank you.